Hi everybody, Ben Packer coming here from the old city of Jerusalem, Heritage House, from our Sukkah. Good Moed, Moedim L'Simcha. Hope everyone's having a happy Sukkot. This week's Parsha is VeZos HaBeracha. We read it here in Israel on Shabbos in Simchas Torah and Shabbos together this year, and it's the last Parsha of the Torah. We'll finish it on Simchas Torah, and it's the last Ramban of the week, at least for now. So thank you all for being loyal watchers or viewers, whatever it's called. And we'll see what comes next. But for now, this week's Parsha is VeZos HaBeracha, and the verse says, "And this to Judah, Yehuda, and he said, Hearken, O Hashem, to Judah's voice, and return him to his people. May his hands be ample for him, and may you be a helper against his enemies." So the Ramban explains, he bases it on the Ibn Ezra, another commentator, and he says, Moses here prays for Judah. Now, Moses is now blessing the different tribes of the Jewish people here at the end of the Torah. First, he blesses Reuben, right, because he's the firstborn. But then he jumps to Yehuda, to Judah, even though there's some other tribes in the middle there. But he goes straight to Yehuda second. So the Ramban talks about this at length, a few different places. And here he says, Moses here prays for Judah that God should hearken to Judah's supplications as he goes out to war. He said this prayer specifically regarding Judah, for he was the one who went out first into battle in conquering the land, and the ruler was to come from him. It's a quote from Chronicles, who would fight against the enemies of Israel. So basically, the idea is the Ramban is addressing the question of when does he go to battle? Is it with Joshua, when Joshua goes into the land, or is it later when King David fights the enemies of the Jewish people? So actually, the Ramban says it's both, right? And that's why he brings the second one with the ruler. That's King David, who comes from Yehuda. He will fight also, but also at the time of Joshua. So he says it's both. The answer is both. That both times Yehuda will go first, and we always see that with Yehuda. We saw that with Paro, with Pharaoh in Egypt. That Yehuda went to Pharaoh to fight for his brother. Yehuda's always at the front of the fight, and therefore he's the leader, and therefore he has influence. That's the point, right? Yehuda's always first to jump into the fight. And that's what it takes if you want to be the leader. And here at the Jerusalem Heritage House, we're trying to do this the best of our ability. We did the Rashi of the week for a few years, never saw that done before, so we said let's give it a try. And now we did the Ramban of the week for a year, because again, never saw that before. And we're trying to do things like this. We're trying to be leaders in this idea, so we can influence especially the young Jewish people to grab onto their heritage and to continue the Jewish tradition. That's what we're trying to do, and that's what Yehuda did in fighting our enemies, and that's what we're trying to do to the best of our abilities. So everybody should have a very great holiday, and have a Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.